welcome back to the channel. Today we are gonna cook some lobster and shrimp mac and cheese. Lobster and shrimp mac and cheese, y'all probably saying, she always cooking some seafood something. Yes, because I love seafood and you guys are really gonna enjoy this, so don't go far. So how are y'all doing today? Hope y'all are well and hungry, because I am. We're gonna eat this mac and cheese. This mac and cheese that's on another level. But with that being said, let me get ready and we'll be right back. I'm ready. Are you ready? Good, because I'm ready to eat. Like I said, today we are making some crab, but the base of it is going to be mostly crab and the shrimp is just going to be garnished. So this is going to be I want to say lobster, a crab macaroni and cheese with shrimp. You like that? I like it too. So let's get down so we can eat. Y'all ready? Okay, so this is what you're gonna need. You are going to need a pound of whatever noodles it is that you choose. I chose corkscrew. You're gonna need a little bit of all-purpose flour, some chicken broth, heavy whipping cream, half and half, salt and pepper, olive oil, some butter. We have some sharp cheddar cheese, we have some Gouda cheese, we have pepper jack cheese, mozzarella cheese, we have some Velveeta cheese, we have some cream cheese, we have a quarter of an onion, and we have about 5 cloves of garlic. Here we have some raw shrimp. We have a whole lot of lump crab meat. Look, y'all check out that presentation. Oh! We have some parsley, oregano, and basil, onion powder, garlic powder, and just a hit of Old Bay. Just a hit, because we want to give it, just a little bit of color and stuff. But first, let's get our noodles working. I am going to boil my noodles in chicken broth. Yes, in chicken broth to give it that extra flavor. What I keep telling you about, when you boil your pastas with either a bouillon or I shouldn't say heavily salted water, but water to the point, enough seasoning in there to where it makes a difference, to where you can taste the actual the actual noodles that has flavor. So I'm just gonna put a little bit, this is probably about 2 cups of water, and then I'm gonna add a whole box of chicken broth. No, it's not low sodium. This is just regular chicken broth. Okay, 1 box should be enough, because it's only 1 pound of noodles. If you notice it's not enough, just add a little bit more water. And maybe just hit it with a tad bit of salt. Let me see how much sodium in here. 860, that's a lot, so we're not gonna put no more salt in there. All right, we're gonna let that go. And while we're doing that, we are gonna prepare the actual, when it comes to making the macaroni and cheese, I am a little torn, because I have an issue with adding raw content or raw protein to something that's already cooked. But I do understand we're gonna put it back into the oven so it would actually finish out the cooking process. So on that take, you can be your own judge as to whether you wanna saute your shrimp first before you add it to your macaroni and cheese mixture, or you wanna put it in there raw. It really is not gonna do anything either way it goes, because it's gonna finish cooking in the oven. So with that being said, let me get my frying pan on, or my saucepan on, so that we can get this going. Today we're having some sparkling white wine. And like I was telling you, as far as the shrimp go, in my personal opinion, I just want to cook them just a little bit before I add them to my macaroni and cheese mixture. So we're just gonna hit this up with a little bit of olive oil. Let me get probably about a tablespoon of butter. My butter presentation didn't fall into place That's all right. Everything else was perfect. Okay, a tablespoon of butter. Let this go pretty quickly. Now, I'm not going to keep it in there long. Literally touch and go. Literally. Just a little bit of black pepper and a little bit of salt. That is it. Barely pink. It's going to stay translucent. Just like that. Now I feel a little better about my shrimp when I get ready to mix it with my mac and cheese. We rinse this out. And I'm just going to take this off of the heat. Just that quick. Get rid of that water. Oh, this pan is heavy. Okay, now, oh, I don't need to lose none. This is all by choice. You don't have to do that, but I choose to. Okay, so our shrimp are partially cooked. Like so. Now, I am going to get, let me clean that up first. That's gonna drive me crazy. Okay, our pan is still hot. We're gonna turn that fire down just a little bit so that we don't bun up anything. Now for this, we are gonna need some extra virgin olive oil. We're just gonna collect these drippings that we just got in here from our shrimp. You're gonna need 3 or 4 tablespoons of butter, depending on how you're feeling. And it looks like we're gonna feel about 4 tablespoons of butter. We're gonna get this all of our little drippings that we have in here. We want to scrape those up with all that is flavor. Get it up. Don't worry. Okay. Now, before we add our half and half and heavy cream, we are going to cook down our onions and our garlic. That's going to flavor our base, our thickening agent for our cheese, for our sauce, our cheese sauce. Okay? All right. Let's get this all scraped up. We can turn this fire up just a little bit. Okay, so here we have a quarter. Now this was a super large onion. So this is just a quarter of that onion and about 4 garlic cloves. Finely chopped. And everything finely chopped. Evenly. We're gonna cook these down until they get translucent before we start adding anything else. Let me get these, let me just leave it. Won't take out those big pieces, but it's okay. So just 2 or 3 minutes, let that cook down. Oh. Okay. I'm not feeling this white wine too much, but we're gonna get us some red. We're gonna put it to chill and have some of that for later with our macaroni and cheese. Very good. Very good. Okay, so get a napkin. So this has been going now for about 4 minutes, and everything is translucent. Come take a look. Our water is almost to a boil. Let's get that up. Okay. Turn this down. I turned it up. Turn that back down because I need to add about 2 tablespoons of flour to that. That's going to create our thickening agent for our cheese. And you want to act like cook the flour down. Stir quickly. It's almost like making a roux, but we're just getting it ready for our cheese sauce. And it smells so good already. Okay, if you look, you can already tell it's thickening up nicely. Get you out the kitchen kind of fast today. Okay, this is nice and fluffy. Now to this, I am going to add 2 pints of half and half. One. And 2. Okay, let's give this a stir. Just make sure you have everything that just so happen to stick on the bottom. Get that up. Okay, now to this, I am going to add just a hit of black pepper, a little bit of salt, so just a little bit of salt, a little bit of black pepper, I am going to include our parsley, our basil, our oregano, onion powder, garlic powder, and a bit of Old Bay. I'm gonna get that all worked in there nicely. And that's going to season our cheese sauce. But before we add our cheese, we're gonna want this to get just a little thicker. Okay? Y para mis seguidores, Yoke Gang Fam Hispana, estamos haciendo un macarone con queso, pero con carne de camarón y carne de, how do you say crab? Crabs. De crabs. Sí, es bien diferente, pero esto es algo que me encanta hacer para mi familia, me gusta mucho. Como te dije, te prometí que voy a tratar de hacer un poquito de español en todo mi video para que ustedes puedan participar conmigo en nuestro video. So, si tú quieres, hay una parte que dice live chat. Entra en el live chat para que nosotros podamos hablar. Y cuando mis videos están enseñando, vamos a decir, la próxima va a ser el miércoles, para que podamos hablar. Yo siempre estoy ahí viva, hablando con la gente que están ahí conmigo. Y me gusta mucho. So, no lo pierdes, ¿ok? Ok, vamos a seguir haciendo el macaroni and cheese.
Damn, you need a passport to talk like that.
Well, you better know. What they call it?
That's that passport talk.
I'm trying to think of, anyway, I don't remember. Okay, so this is our sauce. It's coming along. I'm gonna let this come up to a little boil. While I do that, I'm gonna clean up my mess. Y'all know I'm with this messy stuff. I think it's time to add the macaroni. 1 pound of corkscrew noodles and some chicken broth and water. Quick little spin. I'm not going to let these noodles cook thoroughly. I am going to keep them maybe, not sure if al dente would be the right word, but I'm going to cook them for about 5-6 minutes and then let the process finish in the oven. If not, you won't have mush, and I don't like mushy noodles. So that's why I'm doing that. Okay, this is thickening up. Before we go any further, we just want to taste. Okay, come look. Look how nice and thick this is. Beautiful. Okay, now to this, I'm going to start adding my cheeses. You only want, for now, about 4 ounces of each. So first, we have, this is pepper jack. We're going to use 4 ounces of freshly shredded pepper jack, because you want to have enough to put on top. 4 ounces of Gouda. Now your cheese selection, you can use whatever type of cheese you like. It's fine. 4 ounces of mozzarella. 4 ounces of sharp cheddar. So that's about 2 nice handfuls. I also have 4 ounces or half a block of cream cheese and a half of an 8-ounce block of Velveeta block cheese. I'm gonna put all that in there. And I'm gonna give it a nice stir. Get everything nicely incorporated and melted. Now I also have heavy cream so that we can pretty much judge the thickness and consistency of our cheese sauce. If you find it to be too thin or not too thick, I mean too thin, because if it's too thin you wouldn't add any more dairy, you would just add more cheese. But if it's too thick, then you obviously want to add just a little bit more dairy, which would be your heavy cream, to kind of smooth it out. And see, this is exactly what I was meaning. See how thick it is? Okay, so I am just going to put probably about half a cup of the heavy cream, and I am going to use some of the liquid from the noodles. Remember, that's chicken broth. And that will also help stretch this out just a little bit. Or if you like it cheesy like this, hell, you don't have to do anything to it. How good does that look? Ooh. Yeah, food makes me so excited. Let me get my heavy cream really quick. Alright, give these a quick little stir. I gotta watch my clock. Give this a nice little shake. I can open it. Open that up. And about a half a cup. Just whip that all in there. Now, it's been 6 minutes, we're gonna take our noodles off right now. I do not need them to overcook. Let's turn this off. And we are gonna, ouch, strain these noodles. Okay, I'm also going to shock the noodles because I want to stop the cooking process. I don't want them to overcook because you will be quite disappointed when you take this out of the oven. Okay. Let that run some more. Now, at this point, you should be tasting your cheese sauce. See if you like it, see if you need to add anything else before you go any further. If you need to add any more salt and pepper or whatever it is. I didn't need to use any of that starchy water from the noodles because my cheese sauce is quite thick enough. Now, if you found that you've made too much, it's okay. This will keep in the refrigerator for a few days. You don't want to go over 3 days. If you have to freeze it and use it at a later date, you know, that's an option, but do not go over those 3 days. Now, this will be a hell of a dipping sauce for seafood, or even if you have some spinach, some frozen spinach, wring it out very, very good, mix it in here, and you have spinach dip. Just that simple. Okay, our noodles are shocked. Let's get all that excess water out. We're gonna add it back to our pot. And we are going to ladle our cheese sauce onto our noodles. That way you can judge how much, how little, however it is, the consistency that you're looking for. Now, because once you go in head first, it ain't no coming back. So I suggest that you go in little by little so that you don't realize that you've been screwed up. And it's okay. If you did make a mistake and you poured it all in there and you found it to be too much, just boil another box of noodles and add it to your already cooked noodles. It's fine, there's a fix for everything. All right, let's take a look at this. No, probably need a couple more. Let's give that a stir and see where we at. Shoot, I can tell you this looks like it's ready to eat right now. Now, if you want it to be more traditional looking as far as yellow macaroni and cheese, you would just use your more yellow based cheeses for that. So it's not so pale looking. It's fine, it's still cheesy. Let's get another one. A few more, actually. Let's judge this really quick. See how we looking? This is hot. All right, that looks amazing. All right, now to this, I have 16 ounces of crab meat. Do you want to use 16 ounces? You don't have to use 16 ounces. We can use 16 ounces, and I think we have more than enough cheese sauce that if we decide to use a great amount of crab, we can keep it very moist. Okay, so that's about 8 ounces. Let's keep some for the top. And we are just going to fold this in. The crab has its own flavor. You don't have to do anything to the crab. If you add anything to the crab meat, it's going to just change everything about it. The flavor, the consistency, just everything is going to be wrong, in my opinion. Crab and lobster is one of those proteins that you don't have to do much of anything to. And if you do too much to it, it's trash. Okay. All right, so looks like we can put a little bit more crab. What the hell? Let's go big or go home. Let's put that in there. I'm gonna add some more cheese sauce to keep it nice and wet. Okay. Gently just fold that in there. Like so. I wish I could smell this. Now you come to eat at your restaurant, I'm not just gonna give you noodles. I'm gonna give you crab and shrimp and all that good stuff. Okay. See all that crab in there? All right, let me get my dish so that we can butter that dish and add our macaroni and cheese. We have our clear dish. I'm gonna set that there. Let's take up this mess. Try some bananas. Okay. All right, now the remainder of the cheese that we have, you can either A, put it in layers in between the macaroni and cheese, or B, just put it on the top. So, however it is that you choose, it's fine. Let's come over here. Looks like there's more light over here. This pot is hot. Let's move these around. Okay, so first I'm going to grease my pan because I don't want it to stick. We ain't pamming around here. We just gonna put some good old butter in the bottom of this pan. Alright, so we ain't messing with Pam. We got some good old stick butter in here. We have our glass dish lined, not lined, but buttered, greased, oil, whatever you want to talk about, whatever you want to call it. But what I do want to do is thank each and every one of you that rock with my cooking videos. The positivity, the energy, everything, it's so welcoming. I love it. I thank y'all so much. I enjoy cooking just as much as I enjoy shooting my guns. I enjoy bringing this to you, something new, something different, something that, you know, it just shows you that you don't have to wait till Thanksgiving to eat, you know, turkey and dressing if you want it. You don't have to wait for a party to have party food, or even wait for the carnival to eat a corn dog. You know what I'm saying? we're gonna normalize all these type of foods on this channel here, and I'm gonna show you how to make it. So with that being said, we're ready to add our filling. All right, so we're gonna have some layering action here. What I mean by that is I am going to put in some noodles, and we're gonna add some more sauce. You can add cheese in between, whatever, but this is what we're gonna do first. We're gonna add the noodles to the bottom. Oh, how good does that look? Oh, gosh, what is happening? Okay. Can't lose none of this stuff. This stuff tastes too good. Okay, so you want to try to even it out, not too high on or in the dish, because you still got to add your shrimp and a little bit more sauce. Because this is going to be the cheesiest macaroni and cheese. Let's put a few little bit of shrimp in here. Sorry. Partially cooked shrimp. That cooking process is going to finish once we put it in the oven. I just feel better by putting partially cooked shrimp versus just raw shrimp on here. I don't want to put that liquid on there. Try to even it out nicely so every spoonful can have a nice amount of shrimp. Okay. All right, like that. Now I am going to take a little bit of my cheese sauce, which is kind of cold now, but it's fine. And we are going to spread that like so. Try to get it as even as possible. If you don't, it's fine. We're going to top this with some more noodles. You don't want to go too much and have it running over, because when you put that cheese on it, it might just spill over in the oven, and you don't want that. Okay, not too full. But baby, I can tell you, this can eat just like this. Okay. I have a smaller dish. I can put the rest of that in a smaller dish. Now you're gonna top it with your cheese. You don't have to use all of the same cheese that you used before. I'm gonna use the more melty, well, let me not even say that because I'm gonna use them all. I was gonna say that I wasn't gonna use the not so melty cheese and just stick to the cheddar and the mozzarella, but I ain't gonna do that. Cheese too expensive, so we're gonna use this cheese. Okay, sharp cheddar, mozzarella, I'm gonna put some pepper jack. Now pepper jack gives it a nice flavor because this cheese is nicely peppery and seasoned. It has its own distinctive taste. And it really takes it on another level, just like the Old Bay. The Old Bay really gives it a nice taste. And a little bit of Gouda. All right, see, I shredded that myself. You can tell by this big piece right here. All right, so we have it coated very nicely with cheese. Let's put a little bit more Gouda in this spot right here. And save some cheese for my other little pan that I'm gonna be able to do. Okay, let me wash my hands. Now I'm gonna add it to my oven. I have my oven preheated at 400, but I'm gonna knock down the temperature to about 350, and I'm gonna let it go for 35, 45 minutes, but probably about 15 minutes left. I am going to kick up the temperature. You know what, let's put it down here first. Kick up the temperature so that I can get a nice brown crust on there before it's time to take it out and try it. So, what time is it now? I'm not sure, but when we come back, no, I'm gonna show it to you before I pull it out, and then when we come back, we'll be ready to eat. All right, so don't go far. So it's been 35 minutes. I set the oven now to 400. So what I'm gonna do is I am gonna put it on the top rack so that the cheese can brown. And it's doing exactly what I told y'all if it was too full, that it was going to kind of spill over a little bit, but it's okay. Let me just clean that up. Put it on the top rack and let it go for about 15 minutes. So we'll be back in 15 minutes and we're gonna taste this crab and shrimp macaroni and cheese. 10 minutes later, let's take a look at this. She's smoking. All right, so let's get this out. She's nice and golden brown. Pull this out for you. Look at that. There she is. Ladies and gentlemen, this is crab and shrimp macaroni and cheese. Done the right way. Extra cheesy, extra saucy, whole lot of crab meat in there. We have some shrimp. I didn't explain to you how I cut that shrimp. I cut the shrimp in fours. So what I did was, the shrimp is like in a C, so I kind of folded the C, I cut it, and I got 2 pieces from each end, and then I cut it right in the U. So it gave me 4 total pieces out of 1 shrimp. That's how I cut that shrimp. But take a look. Let me get a plate and a spatula so we can dig this up. Okay, so here it is. Let's get our first scoop. I like the corner. Oh, you hear that? Oh, look at that. I want it all. Let me get all my excess here that fell out. Can you see that? Can you appreciate that? Wowzers! All right, let's have our first bite. Y'all know this is smoking hot, straight out of the oven. Mmm. I do it for myself every time, knowing that it's hot, and still put it in my mouth. The noodles are cooked perfectly. So, with that being said, you just want to cook your noodles between 5 and 6 minutes so that the process can finish in the oven. Look at that. Let's take one more bite. Perfectly cheesy, perfect amount of crab meat. That is excellent. Yo, gang, you have to try this. This is a must try. It's easy. Any day of the week. Lump crab meat is a little pricey, but hey, treat yourself. You worth it. You deserve it. Go out there and get it and feed your family because it is great. I want to thank everyone for taking the time out today and joining me on making my crab and shrimp macaroni and cheese. I hope you enjoyed it. One more thing, if you have not checked out www.yokegang.com, make sure that you do pick up a t-shirt or a gun bag patch. I really appreciate it. Y'all know I love y'all to pieces. I hate to let y'all go, but I gotta go. We got some business to tend to. I love y'all to pieces. Peace.